Buckle up for a spine-chilling true crime saga that's more twisted than a Vegas thriller. Inferno of Deceit, the shocking truth behind Melissa James' grisly murder, dives deep into the brutal killing of Melissa James, a dreamer caught in the dark world of bodybuilding icons Craig Titus and Kelly Ryan. From a taser attack to a fiery cover-up in the Nevada desert, this exposé uncovers a web of jealousy, addiction, and betrayal that ended in a luxury Jaguar engulfed in flames. Subscribe now, hit that like button, and share this shocking tale with fellow true crime addicts, because you won't believe how far this power couple fell. A luxury Jaguar burns bright in the dead of night, flames licking the desert sky. Inside, a body, charred beyond recognition. This isn't a movie. This is real, a murder so grisly, it'll haunt you. Welcome to the Inferno of Deceit behind Melissa James' shocking death. Picture this, December 14, 2005. The Nevada desert stretches endlessly under a cold, starless sky, just a few miles outside the glittering chaos of Las Vegas. In the stillness, a faint orange glow flickers on the horizon. It's mesmerizing, almost beautiful, until you get closer. A luxury Jaguar sits engulfed in flames, the fire roaring against the silence of the night. The heat warps the air, the paint blisters, and the windows shatter under the pressure. Firefighters rush to the scene, battling the blaze. They douse the flames, expecting a tragic accident, a car crash, maybe a mechanical failure. But as the smoke clears, they see something that stops them cold. Inside the charred husk of the vehicle lies a body, burned beyond recognition, curled into itself as if trying to escape the inferno. This isn't an accident. This is a crime scene, one that will unravel a story so twisted, it'll leave Las Vegas reeling. Early morning light creeps over the desert as investigators arrive. Yellow crime scene tape flutters in the dry wind, cordoning off the wreckage. The air still reeks of gasoline and ash. Forensic teams comb through the debris, piecing together what's left. A license plate emerges from the ashes, registered to Kelly Ryan, a name that means something in this town. And inside the trunk, the remains tell a grim tale. This was no random victim. This was Melissa James, a young woman whose life was about to become the center of a true crime nightmare. This is where our story begins, not with the end of a life, but with the ashes of a cover-up that couldn't hide the truth. Let's step back and meet the players in this deadly game of deceit. Melissa James was 28 years old, a woman with a spark, a dreamer who'd carved out her own path in a city built on ambition. Picture her apartment, small but cozy, a sanctuary in the heart of Las Vegas. She's sitting at her desk, flipping through a journal filled with notes and sketches, ideas for her future. On the walls, photos tell her story, Melissa smiling with Craig Titus and Kelly Ryan, her arms around them like family. She's vibrant, alive, full of hope. Melissa wasn't just anyone. She was an entrepreneur with big plans, a woman who'd moved to Vegas to chase something brighter. She'd landed a gig as a personal assistant to Craig Titus and Kelly Ryan, two titans of the bodybuilding world. To the outside, it looked like a dream job, rubbing shoulders with fitness royalty, living in the glow of their success. But behind those framed smiles was a reality Melissa couldn't escape. Let's talk about Craig and Kelly for a moment. Las Vegas, 2005, the Strip is alive with neon lights, slot machines, and the buzz of possibility. Craig Titus and Kelly Ryan were the golden couple of professional bodybuilding, icons who turned muscle into fame. Craig, a hulking figure with a chiseled jaw and a fiery temper, had won titles like Mr. Olympia contender. Kelly, blonde and graceful, was a fitness model and competitor who'd graced magazine covers. Together, they were unstoppable, or so it seemed. Montages of their lives played out in the public eye, flexing on stage, signing autographs, living large in a city that loved a spectacle. But peel back the curtain, and the shine faded fast. Addiction gnawed at their perfect image, steroids, painkillers, rumors of harder stuff. Rage simmered beneath Craig's bravado, and Kelly, once the picture of poise, was starting to fray. Their mansion, a sprawling testament to their success, had become a pressure cooker of secrets, and Melissa James was right in the middle of it. Melissa wasn't just their assistant, she was their friend, their confidant. She lived with them at times, managed their schedules, saw the cracks they hid from the world. Some say she knew too much, about the drugs, the fights, the money troubles. Others whisper she'd become a threat, a liability in a life spiraling out of control. Whatever the truth, Melissa's dreams were about to collide with a darkness she couldn't outrun. Now we step into the early hours of December 14, 2005, inside the Titus Ryan mansion, a place that once echoed with laughter and ambition. Tonight, it's a battleground. The air is thick with tension. Voices rise, sharp, jagged, cutting through the silence. Melissa James stands in the living room, facing Craig and Kelly. Something's gone wrong. An argument explodes, over money, over trust, over secrets too dangerous to name. Reconstructing this night is like piecing together a shattered mirror, each shard reflects a fragment of chaos. Witnesses later said Melissa had been clashing with the couple for weeks. Maybe she'd threatened to leave, to expose something. Maybe she'd demanded more respect, more control. Whatever sparked it, the fight escalates fast. Craig's temper flares, his fists clench, his voice booms. Kelly's there too, her calm facade cracking as she yells back. Then, silence. A sharp, electric buzz cuts through the air. A taser fires. Melissa stumbles, her body seizing as the volts surge through her. She collapses, her journal slipping from her hands, pages splaying across the floor. The room freezes. Craig and Kelly stand over her, breathing hard, realizing what they've done. But this isn't the end, it's the beginning of something worse. Investigators would later find traces of morphine in Melissa's system, a dose meant to keep her down, to silence her for good. Was it panic? A plan? We'll never know the exact moment murder became the answer. What we do know is this: Melissa James died that night, strangled, subdued, her life snuffed out in the home she'd once trusted. Now picture this: the desert highway stretches endlessly under a moonless sky. Craig Titus grips the wheel of their Jaguar, his knuckles white. Kelly Ryan sits beside him, staring ahead, her face a mask of stone. In the trunk, wrapped in blankets, lies Melissa's body, still, silent, a secret they can't bury deep enough. They drive for miles, the city lights fading behind them, until they reach a desolate stretch of sand and rock. They douse the car in fuel, every inch soaked, the air thick with fumes. Craig strikes a match, and the Jaguar erupts, an inferno swallowing their crime. They watch it burn, the flames reflecting in their eyes, believing they've erased the evidence. But in their haste, they've missed something crucial: the truth can't be burned away. Back at the crime scene, the desert sun rises over the smoldering wreckage. Detectives swarm the Jaguar, cataloging every detail. The body's condition is horrific, burned to a crisp, dental records needed to confirm it's Melissa. But the car? It's a gold mine. Registered to Kelly Ryan, it ties her to the scene. And inside the trunk, fragments of fabric and DNA whisper Melissa's name. The investigation shifts to the Titus Ryan mansion. CSI teams sweep the house, finding signs of a struggle: scratches on the floor, a broken lamp, blood traces scrubbed but not gone. Then, a breakthrough: a taser, hidden in a closet, its prongs matching burn marks on Melissa's skin. Morphine traces linger in a syringe tossed in the trash. Piece by piece, the story takes shape: a fight, a killing, a desperate cover-up. Craig and Kelly don't stick around long. They flee Vegas, holing up in a cheap motel across state lines. But the law's closing in. Tips pour in, sightings from gas stations, motels, a couple on the run who can't hide their faces. Days later, police corner them in Boston. They're hauled into an interrogation room, their confidence crumbling under the weight of evidence. Craig spins a story: claims Melissa overdosed, that the fire was an accident. Kelly nods along, her voice shaky. But the lies don't hold. The taser burns, the morphine, the Jaguar, they all point to murder. Faced with no way out, the once mighty couple cuts deals. Craig, the muscle behind the madness, pleads guilty to second-degree murder, kidnapping, and arson, 21 to 55 years. Kelly, the accomplice who couldn't say no, takes a lighter plea, 3 to 13 years, released in 2017. Justice is served, but it's cold comfort. The courtroom empties, the cameras fade, and Melissa's absence lingers like a ghost. Today, a headstone marks Melissa James' resting place, a quiet corner far from Vegas glitz. A single rose lies atop it, a tribute to a life cut short. She was 28, full of dreams, full of fight, reduced to ashes in a senseless act of violence. Her story isn't just a tragedy, it's a warning. Ambition can lift you up, but paired with addiction and jealousy, it can drag you into the abyss. Craig Titus sits behind bars, his bodybuilding glory a distant memory. Kelly Ryan walks free, her name forever tied to this horror. And Las Vegas? It keeps spinning, lights flashing, crowds cheering, unfazed by the darkness beneath. Melissa's murder isn't just a true crime tale, it's a mirror, reflecting the cost of envy and the fragility of trust. How close did she come to escaping? How many signs did she miss? We'll never know. But her voice echoes through this story, demanding to be heard. That's the end of Inferno of Deceit, the shocking truth behind Melissa James' grisly murder, a true crime story that burns into your soul. If this tale of betrayal, murder, and a fiery cover-up gripped you, smash that like button right now, it fuels our mission to bring you more. Subscribe and hit the bell so you never miss a deep dive from our faceless true crime channel. And if you've got a friend obsessed with shocking stories like this, share it with them. Let's spread this Las Vegas nightmare far and wide. Until next time, stay curious, stay sharp, and we'll meet you back in the shadows.